I did the damage, I'll take the fall. My stupid habits, it's all their fault. But I apologize, I'm gonna do it one more time. I know the danger, I wanna change. It's you.
Honestly, when you smile, look at that face. Seriously.
And I'm not gonna lie. I got good intentions, bad behavior. I got good intentions, bad behavior. Maybe it's the
If I think back to the first ever SMP shoot that we did 3 years ago, to the one literally this week, it's just everything has to evolve, and that's exactly what it's done. From the behind the scenes productions to how many girls are now getting involved, to now having a full hair and makeup and styling team that gets the girls together. It's just, I literally walked in yesterday and I thought, oh my God, look what we've created for these incredible women. And you know, we've had girls fly from all over Australia. Now we've had girls fly from the States to just be a part of the SMP photo shoot. And it's funny because I'll say to the girls in the forum, girls, you've got to be a part of the SMP shoot. It's incredible, it's such an amazing day. But it doesn't quite hit what it truly is about and what the experience really brings. And you know, as their coach, and I've coached some of these girls for 6 months, for a year, 2 years, to meet them for the first time in person, and you hug them and I can feel them shaking and crying, and such a beautiful feeling. And I'm so proud. You know, the team, as I said, the team keeps evolving. The girls evolve. The production evolves. Like Dallas brings it 110%. We've got Corey, the extraordinaire, who sews everything together over the 2 days, 3 days, how many days we shoot. It's just, it really does bring something tangible for the girls to have forever and to relive that experience. And you know, Laura, who shot today, last year was her first ever photo shoot with SMP, and now she's like, this is her goal, like to do the SMP shoot every year just to get better and better and better. And she's literally been counting down for like the last 6 weeks. And just goes to show how important this is for the girls, and I guess how important it is for myself and Kat. Yeah, it's really great.
So since I was younger, I played competitive tennis for a really long time. It was my life. It was where I spent most of my days, holidays. And then when that ended, I felt like there was a hole. I felt like I was missing something.
I got into fitness because I was in a nearly fatal horse riding accident, and I was told by doctors not to ride horses anymore. I figured, look, if I was going to do the thing I love the most in the safest way possible, I need an expert to transform my body.
I had a year off, I guess, that healthy kind of lifestyle that I love. I was working in harsh environments, I was working in festivals and things like that, and I just felt a little bit lost.
The 2.5 years before I started with Hattie, I hadn't been doing anything other than just healthy living and training really hard, but it was keeping me exactly the same.
Before SMP, I just, anxiety driven and a bit crazy and worried about what can I eat, or can I only have 1,500 calories, or what does that mean?
So I did a figure show in October 2016, and that was very much regimented. You are in competition mode. It's very, very strict. And then I just kind of was like, oh, it's either on or off, and that creates a lot of boundaries and social limitations.
I was in it wasn't a low point, but it was not where I wanted to be.
I came from a place where I felt like I was lost, and I had a big break between deciding what am I going to do next. And joining the SMP made me feel like I was having some sort of direction.
My training was also challenging because I'd had 2 spine surgeries and I just didn't know what to do with myself.
Before jumping on board with SMP, I didn't have like an allocated off-season. You know, it's not really off-season, you stay on season all year round, and whether you're in a calorie deficit or surplus, you're still prepping for that next show.
I had a very negative experience from training. Me being a coach now, I don't ever want anyone else to have that experience. So I want to learning from the best, and being a part of something like SMP is definitely going to help me with that.
So I lost my husband to a sudden heart attack. It's pretty much 2 years this month. When he passed, I went through a period of time where I spent a lot of time in bed. So I really don't even know the time frame. It could have been weeks or it could have been months, but just Netflix, food, and just really, really sad.
I was looking for something to do for myself. I've always wanted to sort of explore changing the composition of my body and do some training that was focused internally on me.
And it was actually, my husband that put me onto this before he passed. And then when he passed, I thought, no, I'm not going to do it. And it just came back, and I thought, okay, well, this is what he would have wanted me to do anyway, so there's nothing wrong with it. I was kind of went through a bit of a sort of self-judgment. And then I just picked up the phone and I made that phone call, and I got myself a coach, which is Hattie.
To go from being a dancer, which is a completely different lifestyle and type of training, to one day I couldn't walk because my spine was broken and herniated.
It is so empowering being in the gym and throwing heavy things around when, a few months before you're lying in a hospital bed, didn't know what was going to happen.
To then recuperate and then get Hattie's help to get me, I'm stronger than I've ever been in my entire life, mentally and physically.
She asked some really tough questions, and I was just at my desk at work and I was like, oh my goodness.
I filled out an application thinking nothing from it. I just, this would be fun to fill out, not even thinking it was a possibility.
I was super excited. I thought, no, they won't call me back.
I said to her, I don't know if I'm ready right now. And she goes, well, why not now? I mean, you could go next week, you could go the week after. What's stopping you from going now? And it really made me stop and think and go, well, why am I putting this off?
I think that same week I got a call from Katerina, and she said, hi, I'm Katerina. In my mind, I literally said, sure, yeah, you are.
It made me feel sick, to be honest. It wasn't just okay, you want to look like this or blah, blah, blah. It was, why do you have those goals? And it gets you thinking, like, why do I want to set these goals?
You've just got to tell the truth and who you are.
And we went through very personal details, highs and lows, and I actually learned so much just in that one phone call before even starting the project.
A few of the things she asked me, I almost cried. I was like, what have I been doing to myself?
I ended up finding myself talking about things I didn't think I could talk to someone on the phone that I've never met to before, but they really dug deep to find out if you're a match for SMP and if it's something they can help you with. And the more we talked, the more we discussed the process and what it involves. It was just something I knew I had to be part of.
We kind of get used to our surroundings, and people look up to me, right? I'm an example for a lot of people. So I love hanging out with people that are doing even greater things. So for me, it was just like, yes, I just got jacked about it, So that's my emotion from it.
Oh my God. I'm a mum in the outer suburbs. I can't possibly be a sports model, do training at an elite level, commit to counting macros. Like, what is that? I don't even know what that is.
I think there was definitely a point, and I even said in the phone call, I said it out loud, I don't think I've ever admitted to many people that after I stopped competing, you kind of lose yourself. You don't know who you are without a sport that you've spent your whole life competing in. And as that went on, and I said it out loud and I said those words out loud, is when they kind of resonated with me, and this is the place I want to be, because it's helping to It's helping me speak about how I feel and what I'm going through, whether most of the time we kind of keep it in or we don't know what those emotions are.
Sharing that intimate kind of details with somebody over the phone who you've never met is not something that you do every day, but Katarina has a beautiful way of listening and drawing that information out of you in the most gentle way possible.
I was like on the phone to her for 2 hours talking about everything. It was weird. Felt like I knew her already. She totally understood where I was coming from, and I'd never really spoken to anybody about my goals or anything before, so it was really nice to open up to somebody and have someone understand like what I was looking for. And
for me, my emotions is probably fear a little bit. Fear of change and also excitement at the same time. So I'm jumping between being super excited and wanting to jump all the way in and having this little bit of fear factor because I know there's certain things I'm going to have to give up in my lifestyle to get to where I want to be.
Like, I never thought I was ever good enough, ever, to join such an elite group, you know? It's been amazing. Like,
it was overwhelming and not knowing at the time, but life-changing. Yeah.
I guess, the Sports Sort of project is about teaching and encouraging women to learn the skills and the tools to bring out the best in themselves and to then be in a position to impact other people. And when you see all the girls come together and just love and support each other, like literally wholehearted, 100% just communicate, connect, and just have so much fun together, create friendships that they're gonna have for life. Like, this is what it's all about. This is why, I created the Sports Sort of project. I created it to create a safe space for women to come and literally just evolve and grow and transform and encourage and support and connect, and it just has this amazing domino effect, starting with the individual to spreading throughout their relationships and their families, and I just feel so blessed to be a part of this.
And meeting Hattie, I've never met anyone like her before. Like, she just met me with this really, really big bear hug that it felt so great, and she was just hugging me for ages. And I've never met someone who would do something like that before, so it was really, I feel really welcome here.
Hattie's got a energy that doesn't run out, so she can give energy to everyone else around her, and she's energy herself.
Hattie has helped me so much in the sense of teaching me a lot of things, obviously the support that she has given me, and also obviously she's just the biggest inspiration as well. Like, you look at her and you're just like, oh my god, everything about her is just amazing.
I watched the way Hattie guides all of us. She's from the beginning, and we can all say the same thing, that she's a powerful guidance for us, and we all aspire to be like her.
I mean, I've done so many online programs in the past and, brought meal plans and all that kind of stuff, but the knowledge that I got from working with Hattie and the team was so much different to what I would have got in any of those other programs.
To Miss Hattie, and I always call her Miss Hattie, I love her knowledge, I love her warmth and her guidance. She never gives up on me, and she tells me that she's so proud of me. I'm like, wow, really? Thank you. Because I don't think I could have done this without her at all.
Her last Worlds appearance at the front of the stage, when they were crowned and they were all walking to the front, the girl who came first, her crown fell off, her crown tilted, and Hattie picked it up. Hattie picked up her crown and she helped put it back on her head. And honestly, that is the moment I decided that that's the person I want to work with. Not the person who took first, not any of the other girls on the back, but Hattie, who picked up her crown and put it back on her head, because it takes a different kind of person to be able to pick up someone else's crown when you yourself feel like you might not have won, but you still have the pride, the persona, the strength to help someone else and lift them up at a time when maybe she was devastated. It's that moment when she picked up her crown that I said, that's my coach. If she hadn't done that, I wouldn't be here. If she hadn't fixed Stephanie's crown, I wouldn't be here today.
Moving out of my recent show, I've stepped into the role of helping girls with their posing on stage. And it wasn't until, Hattie spoke to me on the phone and she was like, don't undervalue yourself, because these girls, they look at what you're giving and it's valuable to them. And it sort of made me think, that I have that potential to help those girls on stage.
I feel humbled to be a part of it. And it actually tears me up a little bit, because I feel like I've taken the time for myself that I really needed to take. And it's just been such an incredible journey.
I'll just say thank you for allowing me the space to firstly to be me, to a space where, yes, it is about fitness and I get that, but you've also provided us with this, it's a lifestyle. That's the word I'm looking for. You've shown me through your actual actions that this can be done, and that you can, journal and do yoga and do all these things. It doesn't have to be just about fitness. It's all that mixture of things that creates this holistic living.
You don't need to be ready to come on board. That's what the SMP is for, to change you and transform you. I've been with them for only 6 months, and it's been the best thing I've ever done.
And so I just want to say thank you, Hattie, because it's through your example that then I'm doing the work, but I do it confidently now, knowing that I'm in a safe space to do that in, with a beautiful, as I keep saying, a community of women. Is that okay?